I love this audience. I was backstage watching you all, man. Like, if the cops came in here and said, everybody get out, y'all just start dancing, right?
That's right.
Wow.
They're good. I know, it gets you in a good mood when before you even get out here. So the show, I have to admit, I haven't seen it. I have heard I got to catch up with it because everybody is raving about it, and it looks amazing. And it's about, that was you and your daughter.
Yeah.
You were held hostage in a bank robbery.
Held hostage in a bank robbery for 52 hours, and I play a bank manager named Malcolm Jones. And my daughter can't get her memory back. She doesn't remember what happened. She's blocked a lot of stuff out, and it's really a great role to play because this guy, it really feels like he failed his daughter because he wasn't with her the whole time that they were in the hostage crisis, and she doesn't remember anything. He doesn't really want her to remember. So it's really dramatic, and it's really a great show about relationships. It's not really so much about what goes on in the bank and the hostage crisis. That's pretty riveting, but it's really about how these people come together afterwards in the aftermath of this crisis and how they've become bonded forever by this event.
Yeah, that's what Mary was telling me about. Like, everybody is raving about how it does change you when you were in a situation like that and following everybody's. And how your parents, last time you were here, your parents were not so happy you went into this business. How are they?
Well, it's not, they just aren't impressed. You know, my parents are the type, like the first time I got a chance to do, you know, like a big late night talk show, the first time I was on the Tonight Show, and I told my mother, her answer to it was, well, I guess they know what they're doing. But, so, you know, they kind of keep you kind of grounded. But nowadays, you know, my parents are really driving me crazy because my parents, I don't know if any of you have parents like this out there. My parents are like the live-action version of Mad Magazine's Spy versus Spy. You know what I mean? They really hate each other, but ain't nobody going nowhere. They'd be like dropping pianos on each other if they could. You know what I mean? And like 3 years ago, I gave them money for this cruise because I always wanted to go on a cruise. And it's like dealing with a couple of kids, you know, because they won't, unless it's happening at church, they ain't leaving the house. Okay? And my sister, it's so bad. My sister, she travels all the time. She's going to Russia. And my father wants to go with her. You know, when you got a 75-year-old black man that's trying to go to Russia, he's trying to get out of the house, okay? So, you know, I gave him the money 3 years ago, but my mother is scared to fly. So because, you know, you got to take a plane to wherever the cruise jumps off at. She ain't getting off the plane. You know, they from the Caribbean. She's like, no, boy, the plane is evil. I don't get on them things. And my father, you know, she said, you know, so I said, well, you can take the train. And my father's like, I don't want to take the train. The train is too slow. I don't want to do that. And then they don't want to go without each other. You know what I mean? So it's like dealing with a couple of kids, man.
Well, save your money. Don't get them any more trips like that.
Well, I mean, you know, you give them the money and you really think that they're going to do something, like they're going to go. And they'll be sitting there stuck in front of the TV and sitting on the couch, you know, and all the time saying, we never go anywhere, you know?
There's nothing wrong with stuck in front of a TV. I think there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, some people make a pretty good living stuck on the TV, don't they?
Well, thanks for coming back, and I can't tell you how many people are talking about the show. So,
oh, yeah, man, it's really great that that's happening, so thank you very much. Keep watching.
Well, congratulations. Shy also has that movie coming out November 22nd, Let's Go to Prison. The 9 airs Wednesdays at 10 on ABC.